This is a free download of the FM104 Phone Show, Ireland's #1 late-night radio show with Adrian Kennedy.
Now, I want to read an email to you from one of our listeners and find out how you feel about this. Is this guy, Danny, an absolute scumbag for saying what he's saying? Or does Danny have a point? Give me a call right now, 6797104. Here's what he writes. Lads, I was out drinking with my mates on Saturday and we got talking to 4 young ones in the pub. The one I was talking to was telling me that she has a 1-year-old. And by the way, I'd have no problem having a relationship with a girl with a child. So I asked her, are you still with the kid's dad? She told me that she didn't know who the dad was. I couldn't believe it. What a dirty tramp. How is this even possible unless she was opening her legs for half of Dublin? How can you not know who got you up the duff? She made my skin crawl the way she said it. I wouldn't call people like her women. They're yokes. Needless to say, I bailed as soon as I heard this. There are so many tramps like this. They have kids and not a clue who the dad is. Makes me sick. And that's from a guy called Danny. And I'd love to hear from you on this. 6797104 is our telephone number. Has Danny got a point? Or are you somebody who has a child and hasn't a clue who the father is? If you are, I'd love to hear from you because as you can hear, Danny doesn't have a very good opinion of you. Sarah, you're on FM104. How are you, Sarah?
Hi, Adrian. How's it going?
Grand, thanks, Sarah. Now, what did you want to say on this?
I think that's absolutely disgusting. I feel so sorry for kids that are growing up with mothers like that. I really do, because the kids aren't going to know who they are, where they've come from. They're not going to have a clue about their background. God forbid if they ever got sick and they needed to know the background of, the father's family, they're not going to have a clue. I just think it's absolutely...
Mind you, Sarah, before you go on, somebody who's adopted doesn't have much information about their background either.
No, but there is, to an extent, like Adrian, through the agency and stuff. If anything bad was to happen, it would be traced back through that. Do you know what I mean? Like, touch wood. Like, do you know what I mean? It's something really, serious.
I don't know if it's quite that easy, but yeah, no, I take your point.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's different for the young one just going around opening their legs up. That's absolutely disgusting. Now, I know there's two in it, but a girl should have to cop on, because she's the one that's going to be left with the baby. A girl should have to cop on to use something, or at least get the guy's address, or find out at least the area he's from.
But hang on, one night stands happen every weekend. And yeah, if you've half a brain, you'll be having safe sex. But shit happens.
Yeah, shit happens. But you have the sense to find something out about the person. Do you know what I mean? Have the sense to go that bit extra further. Otherwise, you're going to be left with a child.
So you find it disgusting, like Danny, to hear of a woman who's pregnant and not knowing who the father is.
Adrian, I wouldn't even hang around with people that are like that. I wouldn't even associate with people like that. I think it's absolutely vile. And it's not against single moms, because I'm a single mom myself, but it's just not knowing, going around open your legs and not knowing who your kids. I think that's the most embarrassing thing ever.
That this girl was able to openly admit that she didn't know who the kid's dad was.
Yeah, and be proud of it. It sounds like from that, the way he said it in the email, that she was proud of it. I would be I'd make up a story. If that was me, I would make up a story. I wouldn't be going around telling people that. I'd be mortified.
Oh, say he's gone to England or something?
Oh, yeah, I'd make up something. Or he died or something, I don't know. I would make up something. I wouldn't go around telling people I don't know who he is.
Okay, so you're equally horrified, like Danny. You got talking to this girl in a pub the other night. He asked her, are you still with the kid's dad? And she told me she doesn't know who the dad was. You'd be equally disgusted, would you?
Well, yeah, if I was him, I would have turned around straight out and said it to her. I was like, that's disgusting. But look, I would have said it straight to her face.
Well, he says he bailed straight away.
Yeah, well, I would have said it to her face if it was me.
Okay, Francis, you're on FM104. How are you, Francis? Oh, Francis isn't there. Okay. Keith, you're on FM104. How are you, Keith?
How you doing?
Good, Keith. Now, what did you want to say on this?
Yeah, just on this. One of my mates has a kid. Well, it's not his kid. We don't know. 2 of them. It was this girl. And she's been with 2 lads, and one of them was my mate. And she doesn't know who the dad is, but she told him that it's either him or another fella. The 2 of them been talking about it, they know each other. And he's talking. So
she obviously had sex with both of them.
She did.
And doesn't know which one of them is the father.
Yeah, and neither of them want to find out either.
Well, neither of them want to be the father.
Yeah.
What, your mate is happy not to know?
Yeah.
Really? He'd prefer not to know whether he's a dad or not. And sorry, is this child born yet?
Yeah.
And your mate would prefer not to know if he's the child's father?
Yeah. But he reckons he's not. Because he was the one that was, see, at the time, they were both around the time, like, she was with them.
So is this funny, Keith, or something? What are you laughing at?
Yeah, I was wondering that myself.
Yeah, what's so funny, Keith?
No, I just thought it was just because we were talking about it, like, I wouldn't mind. I was only talking about it earlier, and then you just happened to be talking about it.
Yeah, it still doesn't make it funny. Like, this is a kid you're talking about, someone's life.
Yeah, I know it's
not funny.
I know it's a kid, I understand that, but it's, I don't know.
And has she any intention of finding out who the father is?
I don't talk to him, I mean, I don't know her.
I mean, this sounds like a visit to the Jeremy Kyle show.
I was just going to say that. Oh, my God. Uh-huh.
But no, what's interesting, Keith, is your mate couldn't be bothered finding out whether he's the father or not. So he could be a father to a child, and he doesn't want to know.
No. He honestly reckons he's not. I know maybe he should obviously find out.
He's an immature prick. What a twat.
I mean, I have to say, if I thought there was a chance I was a father to a child, I'd want to know whether I was or not.
Yeah, same as me.
And even if it's to find out that I'm not, if you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? But he's going to have this doubt in his head for the foreseeable future that he could be this child's dad.
Mm-hmm. Well, I understand it. I know it's crazy, like.
Now, Clinton, you're on FM104. How are you, Clinton?
Hey, Ben, how are you doing?
Good, thanks. Now, you also believe there's no excuse for not knowing who a child's father is?
I think it's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. If that was my daughter now, I'd fucking kill her. I'd disown her.
Really?
I would disown her big time. For the simple reason is, okay, she has a baby, doesn't know who the father is, right?
Yeah.
Then he goes off with another girl, gets her pulled, okay?
Mm. And then you've brother and sister meeting up in years to come.
And then in fucking 10 years or 20 years' time, two of them meeting up, not knowing who the fuck they are and riding each other. And you're getting fucking inbreds.
Mm.
And that's and all like what if the fella had AIDS or something like that? That had no night stand. And he was riddled with AIDS. Do you know what I mean?
I think she'd have found out about it now, wouldn't she?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking sick.
Now, I mean, we all do stupid things. She might have been out, got drunk, and ended up with having a one-night stand. I mean, as the expression goes, shit happens, doesn't it?
Shit does happen, all right, Adrian, but it's just fucking beyond. Do you know what I mean? Like, put it this way, it was me daughter disown her. She'd be gone straight to England.
You wouldn't be able to cope with that for your daughter to say, well, actually, I don't know who the dad is.
Oh, I'd never. I'd want to know. I'd want to know his background. I'd want to know everything about our fella. You know what I mean? Or I'd want. No way, not a hope in hell. I put it this way: this day and age, Adrian, you see them all going out. Young girls, 18. A lot of them went into pubs and all, and they're fucking 16 and 17 mini skirts. I blame some of the parents as well for letting them dress like that. And letting them out like that, with skirts up and down their fucking necks.
So, you also, just like Sarah, and the guy who sent in the email, there he is, he's out with all his mates, he gets talking to this girl in a pub, she says she's a kid at home, that didn't bother him at all, but when he asked, are you still with the kid's dad, she said, I don't know who the dad is, and he was absolutely horrified. You would be just as horrified, would you?
I'd be fucking gone. I'd be gone. I'd actually even warn anyone that I even knew in the pub, don't go near that thing. It's a trap.
Stay there for a second. Becky, you're on FM104. How are you, Becky?
Hi, Adrian. How are you?
Becky, you're telling people to stop being so judgmental.
Yes. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, my mum was a single mother, and the father didn't want fuck all to do with me or my mum, and he actually left the country. So
okay, but she did know who he was.
Oh, she knew damn well who he was, and it wasn't for lack of trying that he wasn't involved in my life. You know, on my mother's part, she tried to get him involved, but he didn't. But the thing is, I think, don't get me wrong, I know there are some super skanks out there in Dublin, but I think you know, you can't judge, you can't tar everybody with the same brush. Different people might have different circumstances. There might have been some, there are different circumstances in which some people may genuinely not know who the father is.
Like what? Like what? Give me an example of a circumstance.
Well, I suppose rape, abuse, if someone might have gone through a bereavement or something like that, or some kind of, like shit does happen. People do get drunk, they do have sex, they might not mean to. But I don't know how you wouldn't know, to be honest. I think you shouldn't go on calling people names and stuff like that and saying, oh, they don't know who the father is, they must be the worst person on earth, they're a yoke, whatever that means, what that first guy was calling them. I don't think you should call them names. I think I know, like I said, there are some absolute slappers out there, and I genuinely don't understand how you can't know who the father is, but at the same time I think people should ease up.
Well, then can you not understand why people would be slightly judgmental for a woman to say, I haven't a clue who the father of my child is?
It depends on the attitude, to be honest, of the mother saying it. To be honest, I think if she says, look, I don't actually know, because maybe she had, maybe she like the guy who said his friend, his friend, and then slept with the same girl as his other friend. And what if one of them went?
But at least
kind of thing.
Yeah, but hang on. At least she knows it's one of two. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to not having a clue at all.
I honest to God, but a woman should be able to even guess, shouldn't they? Though, by the time they get pregnant, because, like when they miss a period, they should know who they.
You'd think.
But I actually don't understand. I think people shouldn't tar everyone with the same brush, because you don't.
Well, okay, stay there for 1 second, because Nikita, you think this is an easy thing to happen.
Oh my God, I was actually nearly choking listening to that girl there saying that these girls that happen to her. So is she still there, is she?
She's not, no.
Oh my God, what a kick. Right, I was trying to get in there for ages. I don't know if the lines are mad or whatever, but I'm so annoyed. It nearly happened to me now. In the end I wasn't pregnant, I was just late, But within, I'd say, a week and a half I was with 3 blokes, and I missed my periods and all. And
you were with 3 blokes in a week and a half?
Yeah, I was out with the girls and all that. We went away for a weekend at the time, and then I was out again during the week and then the weekend. You know how it happens, But I kept.
Well, I don't know how it happens that you ended up in bed with 3 different blokes.
Well, loads of people do.
Well, go on anyway. You ended up in bed with 3 different blokes in a week and a half.
Yeah, a week and a half, and I was late in my periods, and I was like, oh no, I'm going to be pregnant now or something. And the thing is, if I was pregnant for them lads, I wouldn't know which one of them it was. And not only that, I wouldn't even know how to contact 2 out of the 3 of them.
You wouldn't have known how to contact 2 out of the 3 lads?
I wouldn't have had their phone numbers. I don't know where they're from. I don't even know their second names. So I could have been pregnant for one of them and not known who the father was, anything about him, because it was a one-night stand, and it so easily does happen. So that girl there that came... Sorry, what was her name?
I think it might have been Sarah.
Sarah, yeah, she's a fucking tick. She doesn't know what she's talking about, coming on saying girls are sluts.
Well, okay, hang on for 1 second. I just Clinton a second ago just said, Clinton, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Well, now, Clinton said if you were his daughter, he'd disown you.
That's a load of shit, that is. Why would you disown someone over it? It can happen so easily. All it takes is a broken condom or a slip up with a pill or whatever, and it can happen. What are you supposed to do? Never have sex in case it happens? Girls do go out.
Yeah, but hang on. Having sex with three blokes in a week and a half.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm young, why not? I'm not doing any harm. It's not like I'm riddled with diseases.
How did you know? How did you not know their names or where they were even from?
I knew their first names, but at the end of the day, it was like a quickie on the night out. Most 2 out of the 3. So, the other one of them I would have known. It would have been grand, but there was 2, and there would have been a bit of a question because I wouldn't have known.
So had you been pregnant,
had I been pregnant,
you wouldn't have been able to pin it down to any particular person.
Had I been pregnant, my child would never known their father, and that is the truth of God.
Now, there you go, Clinton. The point she's making is it happens.
But what? Yeah. Oh, by the way, did you get tested for that after the 3?
No, because we used condoms.
One could have burst, maybe okay. You didn't, you know what I mean? Didn't make you pregnant, but could have gave you something.
If it hasn't happened now, I don't think it is going to happen now. In fairness.
But now, say if you were pregnant, okay, and in 8 or whatever, okay, you had the baby 18 or 19 years later, and your girl or your fella meets someone the same age, home, and have sex, and then 2 or 3 years down the line, they could be brothers and sisters, or they came out and saying we are brothers and sisters, because it did happen before.
Yeah, right, fair enough, that could happen. But I mean, if it was the case I was pregnant, the thing is that we'd actually never know if they were brother and sister, because I wouldn't have known who the father was. So all she would have known is her mother, or he would have known as his mother. So it wouldn't make a difference, because you'd never be any wiser.
What would you think your mother would say now, if you came home and said that?
I was pregnant, I didn't know who the father was.
Yeah.
Well, she was pretty cool when I went home at 17 and told her I was pregnant, so she's fairly, easy going, so I don't think she would have got mad.
But I assume at 17 when you got pregnant you knew who the father was?
Yeah, I knew who the father was when I was 17, yeah.
And can I ask you, is this since you had your child?
Yeah.
These 3 lads on the weekend?
I know, obviously my daughter was being well looked after, I don't, my mum and dad had my daughter, my stepdad, so, she was being well looked after. I was on a weekend away with 2 of the lads, it was on a Friday night and then a Saturday night, so, And
Friday night you had sex with one lad, Saturday night you had sex with another lad, and then within a week and a half you had sex with the third fella that you know the name of.
Yeah, and before any of our listeners go fucking judging me, I can guarantee a lot of them are doing the exact same thing, because I know you're going to have people coming on here saying, oh, she's a slut and she's this and she's that, but the truth is that there's loads of girls doing it, and I can guarantee you there are so many kids out there who the mothers don't know who the fathers are. It was like the topic you did last week, you said one of the fathers being dead. It's actually kind of like that, because that is what parents would do, because mothers would do, because a lot of them don't know who the fathers are.
Okay, but you didn't get pregnant, so panic over. But have you learned from that? If you don't regularly have sex with 3 guys in a week and a half, do you?
I don't know, it depends on where I am and what I'm doing. 3 in a week and a half and all that. But I tell you, I've been with a good few different blokes. I'm always very, very careful, but you can never be 100% sure.
Okay, so you like having one night stands then, do you?
Yeah, I love having one night stands. No string sex, it's the best. You don't have to get caught up in emotions and commitments and all that. You go out and have your fun and all that, and then you go home and you're happy. Now, fair enough, if I had gotten pregnant, I would have been dying, because I don't want a kid. But I mean, these things happen. It's a risk you're taking, and if I had gotten pregnant, I wouldn't have been happy, but I would have had to deal with it. My child never would have known their father, but that's just the price you pay, isn't it?
Becky, I have to go back to you for a second. Are you still there?
Oh my God, my blood is boiling.
Well, your opening gambit on this conversation was stop being so judgmental.
I'm sorry, no. Stop being so judgmental about immediately jumping to conclusions before you hear the backstory, but I'm sorry. Is her name Nikita?
Nikita, yeah.
She is the reason. She is giving a bad name to single mothers everywhere and women who have children and the father isn't around. Like I said, there is a reason why my dad wasn't around, but she is a disgrace. That's an actual disgrace. It's women like that. I can't even call you a woman because you're not.
How is that a disgrace? If I had been a disgrace would have been me getting pregnant.
But Becky, sorry to cut across you. Hang on. There are lots of young, sexually liberated women now and because I've spoken about this on this program before, who think there is nothing wrong at all in having a one-night stand. And you might only know the guy's first name. You go to a hotel room with him, you have the sex of your life, and you head off home.
Okay, well,
Now, she happened to do it 3 times in a week and a half, but...
You see, the thing is, right, there's a difference between, some, sophisticated European businesswoman type, who's sexually liberated, and then there's a little stanger skank like that. I'm sorry, that's exactly what she's coming across like. And I don't...
What the hell are you calling a scanger skank? I am not a scanger skank. I went out and had a bit of fun. I'm not fucking pregnant. I was careful. We used Johnny, so I don't see the problem. I'm not pregnant. And if I had been pregnant...
Some STDs you can still get through a condom.
Well, then I'll go and get that checked, but I haven't got one yet, and I tell you, I've been riding a lot of different blokes for a lot of years, so...
You really should get tested, love, because condoms don't protect against everything. They don't even...
Yeah, but that's not the topic we're talking about, is it? We're talking about pregnancy.
Yeah, for fuck's sake. To do with condoms, dear. Seriously, how old are you, actually? How old are you?
I'm in my 20s. Early 20s, why? What difference does it make what age I am?
What you say? You're nearly 20.
I'm in my early 20s.
Oh, early 20s.
I'm in my early 20s too, and I would never, I don't even, you got pregnant at 17, wouldn't you have learned anything from, I'm assuming you said that...
Yeah, you learn something, you learn how to use fucking protection, that's what I learned. Just because you get pregnant doesn't mean you're going to want to stop having sex, because once you start, you don't want to fucking stop.
That's a very fair point. No, your life doesn't have to end when you have a kid and stuff, but at the same time, you should have some cop on, you're a mother now. You should have...
Yeah, it's not like I bring my daughter with me though when I'm doing it.
No, I don't mean bring your daughter while you have, dangerous sex with strangers, practically.
Well, let me ask you, Becky, have you ever had a one-night stand?
No.
Never?
No, never. I'm not a dry shite.
You're a dry shite talking about me because I've had a few one-night stands. You know what? There's nothing fucking wrong with it, and you're getting on here saying that you weren't going to be judging anybody, but that's exactly what you're doing. You're judging everybody.
I've said...
Calling me a skangery slut or whatever it is. I'm not a skangery slut because I like to have some fun.
I'm sorry, but your attitude completely is acting like...
Okay, the reason I asked that question, Becky, is because I got a text a moment ago saying that girl needs a bit of respect, but... She's actually similar to lots of young girls these days, who have one-night stands regularly.
Here to that. It's dead true.
I mean, she's not the only young one who's having one-night stands.
Yeah, but she's the only one going on and bragging about it. Is it something to be so proud of?
I'm not fucking bragging about it. I came on to talk about it because they're talking about people. Is it possible that people don't know who the fathers are? And I'm just saying, because all the ticks coming on saying these girls are sluts, and it's not possible. It is possible because it nearly happened to me. I had sex with 3 men in a week and a half, and my periods were late. I thought I was pregnant, and if I had had a bun in the oven, I would not known who the father was. And 2 of the men, I wouldn't have even known where to go to contact them. I would have been fucked. It is totally possible.
And that is totally your fault. Yes.
Yeah, but Nikita, do you still continue to have one-night stands, bearing in mind what you've just said? You'd have been effed, is what you just said.
Of course I'll still continue to have one-night stands. If you have a little tip in a car, you're going to still get into a car and drive again, aren't you? You're just going to be more careful. You're going to be more cautious. That's the way I look at it.
Careful. It doesn't sound like you're being very careful in fairness.
I am being careful. I always carry Johnnies everywhere I go with me.
Their names. They mightn't even have given you their real first names. We've all seen, you said it was a holiday. We've all seen films and heard stories where guys go on holidays. And
what, you think I always give me real first names, do you?
Natalie, you're on FM104. How are you, Natalie?
Hiya.
Now, Natalie, tell me your story.
Last year I was in town, I had a fair day, I'm only 16. And I was really drunk, and I was with this lad for the night, and then I went back to his place and we ended up having sex, and then I missed my period and I took a pregnancy test and it turned out that I was pregnant, and I didn't have his phone number, I didn't even know his second name, and I just don't have a clue who my baby's dad is, and she's only a month old.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you had your child.
Yeah.
You met this guy, where did you meet him? In a nightclub, or...?
Yeah, it was in a nightclub.
And how were you in a nightclub at 16?
I had a fake ID.
And, did you even know his first name?
Yeah.
But that was it?
Yeah, that was it. I didn't have his number, second name, anything.
And you ended up in bed with him? You had sex with him?
Yeah.
Unprotected sex, I'm taking it?
Yeah, from what I can remember. I was really drunk.
And how old was this guy even?
I'd say he was in his 20s.
So some fella in his 20s got you at 16... how old are you now? Are you 17, 16? What are you now?
I'm 17 in April.
You'll be 17 in April?
Yeah.
So you were just gone 16?
Yeah.
And this fella in his 20s got you pregnant,
yeah.
And you've no idea who he was?
No, and it is my own fault, because in all fairness, I shouldn't have been there, but it could happen to anyone. You never know, if it could happen to anyone.
Wow, that's shocking. That is. It's shocking. Firstly, that you were in a nightclub at 16. Shocking. Secondly, you got so drunk. Shocking. Thirdly, that you ended up in a hotel room with a guy that you don't even know his name. And shocking. Fourthly, because you got pregnant out of it.
I had to drop out of school and everything.
And how did that go down at home?
Well, obviously my mum wasn't too pleased, but like I explained like everything to her, and she obviously wasn't happy with why like I was out with a fake ID and all that. But she said that like she'd always be here to support me and all that.
Becky, what do you make of that story?
That's really sad. I feel...
Well, that's the only word I can think of as well. That's just sad.
Like, despite that Nikita one calling me a dry shite, I do remember when I was younger, and I do remember, you know, when you were drinking in your first time in a pub and stuff, and, you know, I can understand when you're young and you're excited and you want to go out, but that's statutory rape, what he did.
Absolutely, yeah.
Statutory rape. She was clearly taken advantage of. Yes, she shouldn't have been there. Yes, she shouldn't have been drinking, but that's just really, really sad. Like, clearly, it doesn't sound like you make a thing out of it, and I don't think you'd be making a habit out of that again from what...
No, I haven't.
And sorry, did you say you went back to his house, Natalie?
Yeah.
So surely you know where the house is?
I can't remember though. Like, that's the thing. Like, I was really drunk. Like I didn't.
And how did you even get home?
I don't know that. I couldn't even remember getting home. Like,
oh God.
My God is right.
That's practically rape. Like, it's legally statutory rape, but that is rape, in fairness. Like, if she was that drunk that she can't remember anything, he clearly took advantage of her. And whatever about a fake ID, and I know girls look older, he'd be able to tell that she was at least, you know, possibly, you knew you were 16. That's even worse.
Yeah.
That's actually horrific. Like, that's really sad. Like, part of me saying, like, you know yourself, you know, fake ID, and it was illegal to be there and shit. But at the same time, like, that's just bad, because, you know, that's just sad.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely shocked with that story. I really am. But the point it does prove, back to what Nikita was saying. Nikita, your point was, shit happens, and it is possible.
All the time.
Well, stay there for 1 second. Let me go to Des. You're on FM104. How are you, Des?
Adrian, how are you going?
Grand, thank you. What did you want to say on this?
That last story is just absolutely shocking.
It is shocking, yeah.
I'm glad to hear our parents stuck by her at such a young age, you know, because I'd say a lot of parents would do the wrong thing and throw that child out, and it'd be even worse on them, you know. But going back to that other girl, that, you know, she needs to close her legs for a while. She doesn't have any respect for her body, so I don't think any fella's going to have respect for her body. And thirdly, the state is paying for all this business of don't know who the father is and don't know where to look then to get maintenance and all that. It sounds like out of control.
And that's you he's talking about, Nikita?
Do you know what? He's saying there about respect for myself and all that, and no fella's can have respect for me. Do you know what? I don't want a bloke, when I'm having sex with these blokes, I don't want them having fucking respect for me. Do you know what I mean? So that doesn't even bother me what you're saying, because I'd rather them not have respect for me, because it's better that way.
I'm not trying to bring you down or call you names or anything like that. I'm just trying to say to you that you know, you have a child and you're a mother now, and you should be looking at being more mature. But it's actually the state now that's actually paying for a lot of these women.
Fuck the state. And as for being mature, like, I am plenty mature. Like, I'm home with my child all the time. So when I go out, like, and I want to let loose, why not? And I'm very careful, like. So I don't see why it's a problem at all, like, because if it had happened, it would have happened, but I still would have looked after her or him.
You could end up, the way you're going, you could end up with 5 kids before you're 30.
Well, do you know what? God has a plan for everybody. That's the way I look at it. No point putting your life on hold. I'll still go out and I'll still sleep with random blokes if that's what I want to do. I'm not going to let any scare put me off.
No, but I'm just saying, like, you know, you have to be realistic. Like, if you do have sex and you get pregnant, fair enough, and you should know who the father is, because at the end of the day, the state has to fork out. Everyone else has to fork out for your inexperience, you know, and disregard for everyone else, like, you know.
No, nobody has to fork out for it except for me. And at the end of the day, what would have happened if I had been pregnant? How would I have been? I would not have been able to contact the father.
That's your fault.
Well, one of them I would, as I said earlier on, but 2 of them I would know, so they'd never know if they had a child.
But it doesn't work like that. That's not the way it works. The way it works is, if a woman doesn't know who the father is, the state coughs up. That's the way it is. That's reality. You need to cop onto that. That's what's happening now.
Do you know what? Stop talking about the fucking state. The state are robbing off fucking everyone. This isn't even about the state. This is about...
Well, okay, Des, let me ask you, would you be more annoyed that she's having one-night stands or the fact that she could have been pregnant and not known who the father was? Because I have a 16, well, nearly 17-year-old who has had a baby and doesn't know who the father is.
Yeah, and that's very sad, and she has looked at that and she knows that where she's gone wrong. This other girl will do it at the drop of a hat, and then doesn't realise what the implications are if she does go and get pregnant a few times more. And it's at the end of the day, it's down to the state then, and she has no regard for what the state has to do here.
I don't do it at the drop of a hat. You're trying to make me sound like a slut or something. That's all you're doing, trying to make me sound
Nikita, you did a fairly good job of that yourself. 3 times with 3 different fellas in a week and a half.
I didn't.
Yeah, you know what? I've done more.
Well, I don't quite have the definition of slut written in front of me, but I'd say that kind of fits in the category.
No, that doesn't make you a slut. What makes you a slut is if you're going out just giving it to everybody, like...
But you were giving it to
everybody. Yeah, but I don't just give it to anybody, like, I only go with somebody...
But hang on, you said you were away for a weekend. You were with one fella on Friday and another fella on Saturday. Don't even know their names. You knew their first names.
Yeah, they were buying me drinks and all that. It's not like I just walked up to them and said, here, do you want to go for a ride? Like, I've been talking to them and I've gone out for smokes and all with them, so I don't know why it makes a difference. Cause
you might as well have done that. That's all you're short of doing. You carry condoms with you said. What kind of a person are you? Like, have you got a sign up saying, you know, I'm open for business, like, you know what I mean?
No, I bring condoms. No, I'm very careful because everywhere I go, even if I'm just going, like, out for a night out with one of the girls on my own, just for a few drinks, I always have condoms in my handbag just in case fate comes knocking, you know? There's nothing wrong with being prepared, and I'm always...
And you're always prepared. So you like to think that you... well, the only reason this is even an issue for you is that you had a scare.
Yeah, I had a scare, yeah. I thought it was definitely, because I was emotional, I was eating loads, I hadn't got my period, so I was like, so I went to the doctor and had the test done, and all was fine, not a problem. It was actually just down to being stressed out and stuff. Like,
all right, stay there for 1 second. Tasha, you're on FM104. How are you, Tasha?
Hi.
Now, Tasha, you yourself are pregnant, and you don't know who the father is.
No, I already have a 2-year-old.
Oh, right, okay.
I couldn't tell you who the czar of that one is. And then I was away in Liverpool there, I think it's 9 weeks ago, and now I'm about 5 weeks pregnant now for a Swedish fella.
But do you know his name?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Well, you just know he's Swedish.
Yeah, that's about it.
And the first fella, the father of the first child, where'd you meet him?
In a nightclub in town.
In a nightclub in town? And...
Like, I don't see the problem. Like, I'm the one who's raising the child, you know what I mean?
So, hang on. The father of your first child you met in a nightclub in town?
Yeah.
And the father of your second child you met where?
In Liverpool.
In Liverpool. And you think he was Swedish?
Swedish, yeah, I think he was.
And
he was talking in another language, I think it was Sweden.
And did you not even get his name, like his first name?
Probably did. I was that pissed, like I wouldn't have even fucking been able to pronounce it.
And yet you hopped into bed with him?
Yeah, well, he was good looking, like.
And you got pregnant?
I done it every week, like, do you know what I mean?
But on these 2 occasions you got pregnant by these 2 random blokes?
Yeah.
And were you not using protection?
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you his name, so I'm hardly going to be thinking about that.
And so you've now got 2 kids by 2 random blokes and you've no idea who they are?
No. So that's life.
That's a very relaxed attitude to it. That's life.
Yeah, but sure, like, I'm the one who's taking care of them, do you know what I mean? I work, so I'm the one paying for them.
Des, are you still there?
I am, yeah.
Well, there you go, Des. There's another lovely young lady who has 2 kids by 2 fathers that she doesn't know.
If you take out the dictionary now and look up the word slapper, I think you're going to need to change what it says about it, because this is just actually, it's crazy. She obviously couldn't pronounce your man's name, the Swedish fella. That was probably just an accent he put on anyway. again, the state goes back to paying for these again now. You know what I mean?
I told you there, I work.
Yeah, but you won't be always working. You probably have another kid.
Probably will, but it's not you that's going to be paying for it.
It is, actually. Yes, it is.
I'm the one who works Monday to Friday and pays for my child.
Well, if you keep going on the way you're going on, you won't be able to. And again...
it was a drunken mistake, do you know what I mean?
Well, 2 mistakes. Many do you make?
Probably make another 4. I'm only young.
Your first one is a mistake, right? Your first one is a mistake. Your second one isn't a mistake. Your second one is stupidity.
Are you there, Tasha? Oh, she's gone. She's after getting cut. Now, Nikita, that's the sort of girl you're talking about. These things happen.
Yeah, but that girl said she didn't even use protection. Like, I mean, that's just another...
Well, no, she said she didn't know. That's what she said. She said she didn't know.
She doesn't even know if she used protection.
She was that drunk, she doesn't know if she did.
That's just another day's story. Like, I'll get blind drunk and sleep with blokes. I actually think it's better like that. But I always have Johnnies in my handbag or in my pocket, no matter where I go. Even if I'm just going for a spin, I always have condoms in my car. They're always there ready to go in case. You never know who you're going to meet. And that's just the way it is. And that guy there saying that the kids are mistakes, that is a horrible way to refer to a child as 2 mistakes and stupidity. Fair enough, it is down to being careless, but I mean, as the young one said, this happens, you know, it's life.
Okay, yeah, but it's life that you can protect yourself from. That's the point. Louise, you're on FM104. How are you, Louise?
Hey, Adrian.
Now, Louise, well, we've had one woman who thought she was pregnant after having sex with 3 dads in a week and a half. I've another girl who has 2 babies, doesn't know who either father is. What do you think of and I did another 16-year-old who got pregnant after going into a nightclub, getting pissed drunk and ending up in some fella's house.
Sorry, what's the girl's name that had the 2 kids and she doesn't know who the father is off either of them?
Her name is Tasha.
Tasha, I just want to say... I'm actually disgusted. My blood is boiling. I'm only 17 years of age and I have more cop on than you. People have to go out and spend thousands on IVF and all. You can go out and have fucking kids whenever you feel like, you little knacker.
Come here, I tell you, I'm the one who's fucking rearing the kids. Do you know what I mean? I'm going out walking. I'm not going to asking for social welfare or anything like that to pay for them. So what's the problem? I take care of them. They're dressed. My child is dressed well.
Doesn't matter. It's just like... You can just go out and have kids whenever you feel like it. People are probably listening on this show saying, oh, I'm trying with my husband years to have kids and I can never have kids. Probably sitting there crying, disgusted in what you are doing.
But you see, Tasha, okay, forget about, even down to what Nikita was saying, that, you know, you're young, you do what you like, you have a bit of fun, one night stands, whatever, blah, 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 blah. The people I feel sorry for out of all this is, for example, your 2 kids.
But why would you feel sorry for them?
Because they've no idea they will never know who their fathers are.
But like, they're not the only kids out there.
No, I'm aware they're not the only kids out there. But, I mean, so one kid asks you, who's my daddy? And you say, oh, well, he had a Swedish accent, but I don't know what... couldn't even
tell them that, you know what I mean?
And then the other one says, who's my daddy? And you say, well, I don't actually know who your daddy is, but it's a different daddy from the other one's daddy.
I'm going to sit down now and say that to the 2 of them.
So what are you going to say, though?
I'd say, like, that I probably met him away, like, and he was the same fella, like, and he died or something stupid like that. I'm only going to tell them the truth.
Right, so you're going to make up... In fact, we were only talking about this last week on the show about women telling their kids their father was dead, and that's something you might end up doing.
Probably, like... Not really.
Nikita, you want to get in on this? Go on.
Yeah, no, can I just say to that girl, Tasha, right? She's saying here that, like, she didn't even know your man's first name because he's spoken a Swedish accent. You're a fucking slapper. You're the definition.
You're not much better, Nikita. Hang on for 1 second, Nikita. You just said that you were with one bloke. Hang on, you were with one bloke on Friday and one bloke on Saturday. You knew their first names, but you wouldn't know where to find them. That's what you said. So what?
2 differences. Here's 2 differences for you, right? I knew that each of their first names and one of their first and second name, and as well, I used condoms. That girl there, she's a fucking doorport. She didn't even know if she used Johnny's or not. Do you know what? She needs to get a little bit. Yeah, we do respect, seriously.
Come on, seriously, you're trying to think you're any better than me.
No, you need to call.
Sorry, I mean, honestly, to hear you saying that, trying to make yourself out to be any better than her is laughable, Nikita.
Yeah, she's trying to turn it around there.
Yeah, she is, yeah.
Because
at all, it's not laughable. That is not laughable at all.
Oh, God, no.
What?
Seriously, you're going to cop on. You want
to get some fucking self-respect to state you.
Here, Nikita, come on. You were with one bloke on Friday and one bloke on Saturday, and you want to, hang on, and you want to start lecturing somebody about self-respect.
Don't you go telling me that I'm anything like her. I am nothing like that girl. I use protection for one. That girl is just a little knacker.
So if you were that confident in your protection, why be so worried you might be pregnant?
Because I slept with 3 blokes, obviously.
And how come you thought you might be pregnant and you wouldn't have had a clue who the father was? What makes you any better than Tasha?
Because at least I knew their first name. She didn't even know.
Oh, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, I knew his fucking first name. That girl Tasha, you're a little filth bag. You make me sick.
Oh, we do. I
swear to God, if my daughter grew up to be anything like you, I'd be kicking her.
Here, Nikita, you're absolutely laughable. You're absolutely laughable to be.
Because
hang on, you're absolutely laughable to be running this girl down for doing exactly what you did.
Yeah, but I know I use condoms, and I know all the lads' first names at least. I bet you she couldn't even remember their faces.
Okay, so say, for example, you said you were on a weekend away, just like Tasha was.
She only knew 2 of their names.
Yeah, you said you only know what. You only knew one of their names. Well, no, you only knew one of them.
I knew the 3 of their names. I know one of them like on a kind of personal basis, so I'd know where to find them.
Okay, so say, had you been pregnant?
Come here.
Hang on, Tasha. If you had been pregnant and it wasn't the fella that you know, it wasn't his child, then it was one of the other lads' childs. Or child.
I wouldn't have known the father, fair enough. I'll put me hands up in it.
So you'd have said, well, who's my daddy, Mammy? Your daddy is Dave. And where's Dave? Oh, I haven't a clue who Dave is.
I tried to use protection.
Come on, seriously, Nikita. I can't believe you're even attempting to run this girl down for being just the exact same as you.
Any girl that goes out and tries to sleep around and doesn't even bring protection is just a little slag. She'd want to learn to either buy protection or keep her fucking legs shut, a little dirtbag.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, you're just funny. You're just.
You think that you can go out and just shag anybody without bringing protection? You don't even know his first name. At least I knew his first name. And I brought protection with me.
Yeah, there's something definitely wrong with you.
There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with you. You're a little hussy is what's wrong with you. I bet you're a riddle. I wouldn't even sit next to you on the bus. It's probably fucking contagious to stay here.
Yeah.
Honestly, Nikita, you're stay there for a second. Where am I going now? Lorraine, you're on FM104. How are you, Lorraine?
Yeah, hi, Adrian. How are you?
Grand, thanks, Lorraine. What do you want to say on this?
I just want to say, I think our one Nikita's a little strict fucking slapper, to be honest, and a hypocrite at that. Putting that girl down, as you said. But yeah, she's out spreading her legs like bleeding wildfire. She probably can walk on O'Connell Street both sides at the same time. No, honestly, she's making a show of women.
I've never heard an expression like that before.
The only person that expression would be irrelevant is that little dirtbag Tasha.
Oh, we're just like we fucking child is too, like, and the other one.
Seriously, no. At least I'm careful. Like I'm trying to protect myself. I'm bringing protection. That girl brings nothing, and she's just gone sleeping with these guys who can't even speak the same language. At least when I'm shagging somebody, I can speak the same language as them. But then I suppose when you're moaning, it's all the same, isn't it?
But you see that program there last week, Embarrassing Bodies, and they put these beer goggles on the women and the men, and none of them could put these condoms on them when they got pissed drunk. So I don't even think you can put a condom on.
Well, if that's the case, then I would have had about 200 kids by now, because I tell you, I wouldn't be off that in one night stand.
How did you miss your period? That's fine.
That's all right. I went to the doctor and he was like, it's down to being stressed out and run down and all that, because like I was real emotional and I gained a lot of weight and I was eating loads, but I did try and protect myself, so that was a little bit of comfort for me. But that little slag there, she doesn't even have that. Like, I mean, you really have not respected yourself at all, like, to go out like that. Do you not have any self-respect?
Well, Lorraine, what do you make of Tasha here, who has 2 kids and doesn't know who the father of either is?
Oh, jeez, I don't know what to say about that one. I'm fucking lost, to be honest. I think that's disgraceful. sleep.
I mean, Tasha, do you not get that it's disgraceful?
Time round. You make one mistake.
As if it's a team where I'm going out every weekend and doing it. Do you know what I mean? I could have built your team to 3 people, like, for all you know. I don't know. Well, just when I come to that bridge, you know what I mean? Like, I'll think about it then.
Okay, I want to just bring in one last call on this. Louise, you're on FM 104. How are you, Louise?
Hey,
Well, Louise, what do you make of what you're hearing here?
I just want to pick up on the point you said about you feel sorry for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if they're in school one day and their friends are saying, "Oh, I'm going to the park with my dad or something," and then the other girl's thinking to herself, "Oh, I haven't even got a dad." Like, that's going to wreck their heads when they're older.
I know where you're coming from and all, but like, there's plenty of kids out there that know who their dad is, but yet their dads don't want to know that.
Yeah, I know.
But you know about them. So they're going to be thinking the same. They're not going to be the only kids sitting in school that doesn't know where their dad is. Whether the man knows the dad or not.
And is your name Nikita, yeah?
No, Nikita's the other girl here. Are you there, Nikita?
Yeah, I'm still here, yeah. Nikita, I think you have some neck to give that young loads. Like, seriously, you're the one going out riding everything on the weekend. The two of you are best off just palling up and fucking going and doing it together, you little knackers.
I probably
don't call me a fucking knacker, because anyone that's a knacker in this conversation is that Natasha one, or whatever her name is, or whatever her face is. At least I bring protection, and I know how to go up to the counter and pay for a packet of condoms. That young one, all she knows how to do is, like, take it.
Would you fuck off or what?
You're going to go out and do it, like. And at the end of the day, right, I still don't have 2 kids. I don't know who the fathers are. So, I mean, immediately that gives me the benefit to tell her she's a fucking slag. It doesn't matter, protected or not, you're still a yoke. You go out knowing you're going to do it, and you still fucking do it. It doesn't matter whether you have 10 kids or not, but you still go out and do it. You make me sick, do you know that? I don't know what. I think if I had 2 kids, I'd probably learn. Your one there is just a tick. I mean, learn. Do you know what I mean? Do it. By all means, do it. Like, but have some self-fucking respect while you're doing it.
Second one, so what are you even talking about? Contradicting yourself over and over?
No, what I'm saying is, if she wants to go out and sleep with loads of people, fair enough. But, like, have some savvy about her when she's doing it. You know? Do you know what I mean? Buy a packet of condoms, go on the pill. At least know his fucking first name and be able to speak to him in English.
Here, coming from fucking you.
I can still speak fucking English, and anybody I've rolled, I tell you, I could speak their language. I don't get involved with, like, people that I can't understand their language. Like, she has no self-respect. She doesn't even care who she's with. She's just like anybody will have her.
How do you know? I was probably only with...
She spends all her time on her back.
Coming from Bleeding Canal boat there.
Canal boat?
Really funny.
All right, stay there for 1 second. Nicola, you're on FM 104. How are you, Nicola?
Hey, Adrian.
Good, Nicola. Now, very quickly, what do you want to say on this?
That one Nikita was on last week saying she was pregnant when she was very young, lost her virginity when she was 14, was pregnant and she was out drinking, and she has the neck to give anybody stick saying that you have no self-respect. She'll be fucking ashamed of yourself. I have loads of fucking self-respect, I have, you know. No, you do. No wonder you're getting on every week. Yeah. Leave it bleed now. And you know what? The language even coming out of you, it's disgraceful. Anytime Adrian brings up a topic about sex or children having sex, you're straight on the phone, straight away to give you a peace of mind. You're a slag.
Let me ask you... Oh, she's after hanging up. Let me ask you, Nicola, what do you make of these women? We've spoken to quite a few at this stage. And in fact, Nikita, of all of them, is the only one who didn't have a child, that didn't know who the father was. What do you make of women who get pregnant and haven't a clue who the father is?
Well, like, if they're going to be going out doing it, they should be, like, on the pill or using protection or whatever. But
that's the point Nikita was making, in fairness to her.
Yeah, but she's saying, because she's going out doing it and she doesn't bring condoms, like, but Nikita is saying she was with one fella a Friday, one fella Saturday, like, I'd say she's been with more people than that other girl.
Yeah, but mind you, she didn't get pregnant. Twice.
Really did.
Twice she got pregnant, the other girl.
Yeah, but Nikita could have got pregnant. As she said, she thought she did because she was at the sleeping with, like, 3 different people in a week.
All right, thanks for your call, Nicola. Let me just read a couple of your texts. What are you... Oh, yeah. Have you ever considered your children's rights to know who their fathers are? You're a disgrace to the word mother, says Zara. Okay, so she used protection, but a condom does not mean you have self-respect. How anyone will go near a filthy-mouthed lady like those is beyond me. Shame, says Kate. Tasha's going out to have fun and not actually planning to have sex like you, Nikita. Bringing condoms to the shop like. Plus, isn't Nikita the girl who was on weeks ago saying she played Beat the Slut when she was younger? So, Nikita, stop giving lip to Tasha when you're worse, says Caroline. And one last one. Mandatory contraption for the man and woman. Mandatory contraception for man and woman. Problem solved. Why not? Says Jay. What? We can all just go out riding whoever we like whenever we feel like it, like a dog. And one last one. My God, Adrian, these girls sound proud of not knowing the father of their kids. The father of my son, who I was in a relationship with, cut off all contact with myself and my son, who is now 9 and has never met his dad. My heart breaks for him every time he asks about him. They should be ashamed of themselves, says Maria.